Premiering CBS Wednesday.
Let's do it!
We're stranding 16 real people on a remote island.
They've been given 2 minutes to salvage whatever they can off this boat.
Without food, electricity, or comforts of any kind.
I'm not eating no rats till I get hungry.
They'll compete for $1 million and once a week vote to see who stays and who goes. Survivor is the wildest show in history. The adventure of a lifetime. Premieres CBS Wednesday.
Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story that has you rooting for someone and against someone else with the hope that it all ends in a satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, from the time they are introduced until they inevitably get their torch snuffed or win the game. We will look at every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain, and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. Now, for reference, we are only going to be observing what the TV show is showing us and what story is being told through the show. While secret scenes may be included for extra content, no future seasons will be mentioned, as they have no effect on the story being told here. All character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. And with that,
39 days, 16 people, 1 survivor.
here we are, season 1 of Survivor. 16 castaways from all parts of the US are stranded on an island in Malaysia. They don't know anything about what's about to happen, except the fact that they have to survive the elements and each other for 39 days. Gervase Peterson is a 30-year-old YMCA basketball coach from New Jersey, and he is on the Yellow Pagong tribe. The host, Jeff Probst, says, "Grab your stuff and jump off this boat." Everyone does this, and it takes literally hours to paddle to their camp. Upon arriving, Gervase screams with excitement, and right away we see that he is very encouraging to others on his tribe and is clearly a charmer himself. On the opposite end of the personality spectrum is BB, the oldest man on the tribe, who also happens to be the bossiest by far. That does not get Gervase down though, as he still hypes up BB when he makes a fire. But believe it or not, it's already time for immunity, a chance for their tribe to avoid having to go to tribal council and vote someone out of the game. And
Go! Here we go! Go! Here we go! Do not wait. Go!
You're doing good.
Pagong, you get fire in the form of 50 waterproof matches.
Okay, wait and come back, man.
it isn't talked about at all in this episode, but Gervase is so cocky. You can hear him loud and clear talking trash when they win. But yeah, that's it for the premiere. And I'm hoping we see or hear more from Gervase, as he hasn't actually had all that much screen time yet. We here at Once Upon an Island don't like shilling products, and you probably don't like watching sponsorship ads. So instead, we have a Patreon. It keeps us sponsorship free, has a limited free tier and a massive pay tier, and we thank you for supporting us. Link in the description. You can cancel anytime, and there's a 15% discount for certain Patreon tiers as well. Now with that, Episode 2 sees the continuance of BB as a pain in the butt. He is bossy, prideful, and people seem to need to tiptoe around him. Watch what they say, otherwise he gets mad. He even grabs Greg by the hair and shorts. Look at this. Who does this? But everyone on Pagong finally reaches their breaking point with BB when he starts washing his clothes with their clean drinking water.
First thing he does is he washes his t-shirt in the kettle we're gonna cook the rice in.
Every canteen was empty, and the sun's going down and it's starting to rain. When are we gonna get water, you know?
I thought we were gonna discuss this from the beginning, that before anybody does anything,
What?
we gotta, we vote on whatever we're doing.
The water, I mean, now that's a canteen of water.
But you
We
can't just
go
do
back
that.
to the water hole tonight because we'll get lost. We don't have.
I don't mind, I'll go.
No, we can't. It's getting dark and it's raining.
Why?
Then we all lose.
But that's not the point. The
I'm
point-
not going to get hurt if I go after
Baby, please.
But it's not
Please,
about
baby.
I, it's about us.
If BB thinks anybody on our tribe is slacking, the heat is affecting him. Everybody in our tribe is working hard. I mean, everybody has different jobs.
Gervase speaks for the people. Here we are on day 5, and BB is wasting clean drinking water on clothes that will never fully get clean as long as they're in Malaysia on this island. But get this, BB, he's done. Yeah, he says, I don't want to quit, but I do want to engineer myself a way to leave this game. It's a fancy way of saying he wants to quit. This does not go over well with the others as they say, quitting is so stupid, especially this early into a 39-day game. Heck, we even see Ramona is sick and has yet to get over that, and Gervase clearly empathizes with her. But more importantly is that 2 out of Pagong's 8 members are checked out one way or another. Not that this gets them down. No, actually, as we clearly see, Toggy is all about working hard. That's what their tribe's all about. And Pagong is all about goofing off. Considering Toggy's average age is 39 and Pagong's is 32, this makes sense. And remember, BB's in his 60s. He's definitely pulling the average age way up. It makes sense why BB's not a big fan of this tribe. But for now, it is time for immunity, and they have to eat bugs.
The first person who refuses to eat a bug loses immunity for their tribe.
Gervase! Gervase, got it!
Come on, man.
Do it!
I kind of anticipated you might enjoy this, so we have a tiebreaker round. Each reach in and grab 2 of these. First one done with both wins immunity for their team. 3, 2, 1, eat!
Go, 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 go,
Toggy!
Gervase loses them immunity on the gross bugs, but it doesn't matter as everyone kind of knows, yeah, BB's going. He's engineering himself out of this game. So they all vote at tribal and...
Maybe the tribe has spoken.
Episode 3 sees Pagong goofing off what else is new in their very own mud pit. Unlike BB, Gervase fits right in with this goofy gang and they love him. But he did blow the immunity challenge in the prior episode, and now they have a reward challenge that involves swimming, and apparently that is Gervase's weakness. But that doesn't get Pagong down as they dance into the next reward challenge, and Jeff loves this. Keep that in mind, Jeff loves this in season 1, but another tribe will do this in season 21 and he will not love it. He'll just kind of go, okay, not to spoil any future seasons. I just think it's funny, the contrast of these occurrences. Regardless of their cheery attitude, they do lose the challenge. All of them lose the challenge. Gervase was no help as predicted. Back at camp, Pagong is starving. Of course they are. 9 days without proper food would make us all starve. Well, they're so starved that they start to eat the plentiful of rats they find everywhere, and...
Rats aren't bad. Rats are rats. Questions of edibility only have to do with your perception. I'm concerned that it'll be a bit gamey. We won't have quite the gravy we're looking for, which would really be helpful. When cooking rats, I would imagine the sauce is of the utmost importance. Oh yeah, we're styling. Tastes like rat. Almost like chicken a little bit.
We got to kill some more rats tonight. It's on to the break of dawn like hot butter popcorn.
I don't buy it. No way do those rats taste good on day 9, but what do I know? I'm not there. Pagong wins immunity, and back at camp, it is raining a lot. Gretchen says with BB gone, now they can finally build their shelter the right way. You see, Gretchen is kind of the leader of Pagong, at least the leader they should have been following all along, not BB. And now it's time for reward. Each tribe is tasked with making an SOS signal. Whoever is best gets the reward. Toggy makes a proper SOS signal, and Pagong, they make a smiley face. Nothing says save me more like a smiley face indicating I'm happy being stranded here on this island. On top, this reward loss is an immunity loss as well. Oh boy. While Gervase wants Jenna or Colleen to go, the writing is on the wall for Ramona, who is still physically struggling. So when they go to tribal council, Jeff asks,
Anybody feel confident enough that they want to own up to feeling invincible in tonight's vote?
Go, G.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because for the last 3 challenges, you were somewhat responsible for your tribe's loss.
I feel quite comfortable in my position on this island.
Okay, anybody want to own up to feeling vulnerable tonight?
I think I may have just played myself out on the last question, so...
Dang, Jeff. I mean, Gervase handled that like a pro, but Jeff just straight called him out. They all vote and Ramona is gone. Gervase voted for Colleen. Back at camp, everyone is feeling down and out after that last vote off, but their attitudes quickly change when they win reward, aka fruit and chickens. Jeff asks if they will name the chickens, and Gervase says, yeah, I got names for them. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Back at camp, Greg and Colleen are getting suspiciously close, especially at night when they wander off where the cameras can't see them. Interesting. I think you know what's happening. We then go to the immunity challenge where it is Gervase versus Kelly, the professional rafting guide, and
It's showtime, so I like the spotlight.
Really?
Yeah.
Gervase's last words were, "I like the spotlight, bring it on."
Who's invincible tonight?
Survivor is the #1 show in America. The bug has bitten big time. If you haven't seen it,
Walking to our death.
Wednesday is the perfect time to start.
Something great is coming.
Rumors are beginning to fly.
There is no romance.
It's all about sex.
And the two tribes go to battle for food.
That way you can eat more dirt, because you're looking like hell.
Time magazine calls Survivor TV's biggest success.
Yes.
Who will be forced off the island next?
It's time for you to go, bud.
All new Survivor, CBS Wednesday.
we start with episode 6 and Toggy is talking mad smack about Pagong, like they know them or something, but they don't really know them, right? I mean, I guess they do talk to them at the challenges, but they don't really know them. But enough of Toggy talking smack as Gervase says something he now regrets.
He sets it up first with, don't take offense to this, but women are the stupidest things on the planet next to cows.
Girls are the stupidest thing on the planet next to cows, was the remark. We were talking about relationships and how guys and girls will do stupid things if you like the person.
We never got around to the stupid things guys do. We're not as stupid as cows. We're a step above.
Well, I said, you know, Gervase, I told those girls that all they had to do was, like, when they write your name on that piece of paper and hold it up to the camera, they can look straight into the lens and go, no. His mouth dropped open like he had never considered that maybe that was not the best thing to say to a woman who had that much power over him.
Can he charm his way out of that cow statement? Not today, but this is 2000, so maybe. However, the show takes advantage of the slip up by Gervase to highlight all of his flaws, namely how he is lazy on purpose and revels in this. I mean, the show is just going out of its way now. It's like we've been holding back for 5 episodes. Now's the time. Gervase sucks. We also see a few of his tribe members saying they aren't even sure why they're keeping him around since he doesn't work, and now he has said something super rude. But here's the thing, when they're saying this, they're kind of like, yeah, I don't know why we keep him around, but you could tell they like Gervase. But to be fair, Pagong hasn't even lost immunity yet, as Gervase says winning this challenge could mean we go into the merge, because yes, both tribes are going to merge in the next episode as the final 6. It would be 6 of us, Pagong, versus 4 Toggy, and we could just pick Toggy off one after the other. That would be ideal, but as it turns out, that is not happening as Pagong loses immunity. I'm back at camp.
All right, who did it? Who did it? Who counted that chicken before it hatched?
Listen.
Who counted the chicken? I'm not kidding around anymore. Who
Look,
counted it?
it's yours.
Who counted the chickens? You counted it.
I told you
You
I wanted
counted it. Come on. God.
My mom wasn't kidding. She said, don't count the chickens before they hatch. Mom's always right. Don't count them before they hatch.
Was Greg yelling about chickens important to the plot? No, but you could relate it to the fact that Gervase is already saying we could be the final 6 before they even won immunity. However, we see that Gervase plans on voting Jenna, but there has been a disturbance in the force. A shift has happened where the women want Joel gone, Gervase's best bud, since he makes him feel lesser than, and apparently he cannot charm his way out of this like Gervase did. At Tribal Council, Gervase smiles as he says cow comments. I don't recall making those, Jeff. Come on, man. So they all vote, and
Last vote. Joel, tribe has spoken.
Episode 7 sees a shift take place in the game. It's time for the merge. Long story short, the Pagong tribe packs up their stuff and goes to the Toggy Beach, and we are tied 5-5. Both tribes have 5 members each, and this shall be interesting since both tribes essentially just doubled in size by becoming one. The women decide to beef up their shelter because the shelter's not really built for 10 people. And what does Gervase do? Kick back and relax, of course. We see him doing this with both Greg and with Hatch, and Gervase just laughs about it. He thinks it's funny, but Hatch, he knows Gervase's game already.
So for me, it was just get along with everybody, stay low key, try not to piss anybody off, get on anybody's nerves. And then make it to the merger.
Slippery Gervase. You know, he was loved by everybody. He was great. He was kicking back. He didn't do a damn thing. He did not do a thing. He didn't get wood. He didn't cook. He didn't help put the hut together. And he came during the merge ready to play a game. He just didn't know how to play it. He didn't play it with me. Poor thing.
I didn't think Richard Hatch had a chance in hell of winning that game.
Greg wins immunity, and you might be asking, what is the plan strategically? Is Pagong sticking together to hopefully get a tie vote against Toggy? To be frank with you, I don't really know. Nothing has really been discussed, and Gretchen, the leader of Pagong, doesn't seem too keen on an alliance. And as soon as Greg wins immunity, they just go straight to Tribal Council, where they vote, and...
Jenna. Colleen. Rudy. Rich. Sue. Gervase. Gretchen.
Oh my God.
Gretchen. Gretchen.
Oh my God.
The tribe has spoken.
Last night it looks like there was a conspiracy. And maybe I'm being paranoid and I didn't want to believe it, but 4 people from Toggy voted for Gretchen, I think.
Gretchen distinctly disliked this part of the game. This was her hardest thing, was voting people off. And the part that she liked the most was the survival aspect.
I really don't know what happened last night. At first sight, it looks like they just picked Gretchen off.
You know, the bloodbath has begun. You know, people have started taking it a different way because there's really no good reason other than strategy to vote Gretchen off.
I can't believe that vote happened. And people are like, what? An alliance? But why would you do that? Dude, Toggy is playing chess as a unit, while Pagong thought the merge meant we are all now flying solo playing checkers. All hope is not lost though. Sean is not part of the Toggy alliance, so theoretically Pagong could have a 4-4-1 tie at the next tribal. Or somehow maybe they could persuade Sean, but I doubt that. We then get videos from home where Gervase sees one of his 3 kids, more on that later, and afterwards he says seeing people's families makes it even harder for him to vote them off. But Greg wins reward, and with that comes a strange video from his sister.
Luka Luka Mau Mau Ping Ping. How are you doing? Just remember who loves you, sisters.
You're on, buddy. Okay. Hi, Julie. We feel like we could feel you, and we felt you. Some of us felt you, and others just imagine what it's like to feel you. Why not make illusions? It crosses all those borders. God, what are people gonna think? And then sexual illusions for my sister? What's gonna happen?
Sounded like Greg was talking maybe incest. That's the way it sounded to me. Julie, we got to put up with this for about 2 more weeks, and then we might kill him. Is that doing you a favor?
Anyways, back at camp, people are getting tired of Gervase slacking off. Where have I heard this before? Sue says he's not gonna last long just leeching off of those who do work around here. Gervase says, whatever, I don't mind being a slacker. I literally love it. And Greg, the oddball he is, says Gervase slacking off is funny to him. Amazing. I mean, Greg is just a character. But how does Gervase keep getting away with it? Simple. I mean, we said it before. He's so charming. He constantly has like this positive attitude. It makes you go, I can't really be mad at this guy for this long. Like, what am I doing holding grudges against Gervase? We even get a positive montage of how charming he is. Imagine if he was charming and hardworking. Oh boy, he would be unstoppable. He does win immunity, and he says, we screwed up not making an alliance going to the merge. That is correct, Gervase. Okay, but like, what are you all going to do now? Are you going to align as unit? We go to tribal, where Toggy just denies some more about them having any sort of alliance, which is a load of bollocks, let me tell you. And they all vote, and...
Jenna. 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 Greg. 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 Greg, the tribe has spoken.
I believed him for a minute.
So Gervase voted Jenna, the opposite of Pagong being unified. The next episode sees Colleen win reward, takes Jenna with her, and they talk about making an alliance with Gervase. Cool, I guess, except that would still only be 3 Pagongs versus 4 Toggies. I mean, I know Sean's out there as like this swing maybe, but Sean, he's doing his own thing. Also, Pagong is yet to be proven to be unified at anything except goofing off. They got caught with their pants down in this game. Gervase says, new strategy time, win every immunity challenge. Considering Gervase is only 30 years old and in good shape, I wouldn't put it past him. So, the 72-year-old retired military vet Rudy wins immunity. Well, I guess that plan did not work out at all. We then see Sean run his mouth about some sort of alphabet strategy he's doing in order to not annoy people. But instead, this alphabet strategy of going in order of names does annoy people. And Gervase says Sean would look a lot smarter if he just didn't talk sometimes. True, so they all voted tribal, and
Rich. Jenna. Rich. Jenna. Rich. Jenna. Last vote. Jay or Jenna? Jenna, the tribe has spoken.
For these 7 castaways to have lasted this long, they've had to be cunning.
I'm a smart guy.
And treacherous.
If it's me, Rich, and Kelly at the end, me and Kelly are taking them down.
But to survive Wednesday, they'll have to be ruthless.
Making a deal with Rich is like making a deal with the devil.
Who will ultimately survive on the #1 show in America?
The old redneck will burn the city slicker.
If you're not watching Survivor on Wednesday, you probably don't have a TV.
You can't trust anybody.
All You Survivor, CBS Wednesday.
Gervase is shocked to be here. He thought for sure he was a goner, but thanks to Sean's alphabet strategy, Jenna went instead. I was more surprised Gervase survived after the cow comment, let alone make it to this point, but he is reveling in the fact that he thinks Hatch is a bit scared now, or at least Hatch is acting more arrogant than usual, which could just be a defense mechanism to cover up the fact that he is scared. Who knows? But what everyone does know is that Hatch is the kingpin of the Toggy Alliance and he needs to go. But let's push that aside for now as Gervase receives big news.
This is an announcement for Gervase. Oh, Gervase!
Hey, everybody, smoke up!
Come back here.
4 kids, holy Moses. Now, are you and Gunnar and Kayla's mom together permanently?
No, never been married. Yeah, we had some rough spots that we had to fix out. So we're just smoothing those out.
Yeah.
You know.
Certainly don't judge him for being not married and having kids. I mean, he had one relationship, and then he had another relationship, and he seems to be in a relationship now with a woman where he's had 2 children and is working toward a committed long-term relationship to parent those children together.
Half of the problem they got in this country today, there's no family life. And they're blaming the schools. It starts way before them kids go to school. They need a family. They need somebody beating them in the head.
Gervase now has 4 kids, and the show does an admirable job of showing both sides of the discussion when it comes to having kids outside of marriage. Keep in mind what I showed you is like maybe a fourth of everything we see about it. We then see Gervase win a reward with Jeanette sent pizza and a phone call home to his baby mama. But with his game on the line, he needs immunity bad. And he loses to Hatch. So much for running the table on immunity challenge. That was a bad news strategy. It's a very risky strategy. Back at camp, he tapes a bullseye on his shirt because he knows he's a goner. But get this, Toggy is up 5-2. They own Pagong. It's over, right? And yet at Tribal, they still play completely dumb about any alliance when poked and prodded by Jeff. There is no strategic need to do it now, but they're still doing it anyways. So they all vote, and
Tribe has spoken.
So let's break this down. How is Gervase Peterson as a character and a strategist? Gervase was the ultimate charmer, but get this, he voted 7 times this season, right? Went to 7 tribal councils, and only 1 time did he vote for the person who actually went home. The correct person, if you want to look at it that way. That time was BB. All the other times, Gervase was on the wrong side of the vote. Just knowing that surprises me as well, considering how far he made it this season. I am honestly surprised with how much focus was on him slacking and him just getting by on charm alone that he made it this far. I'm shocked, by Gervase's charm, let's put it that way. And here's the thing, I like Gervase. I think if I was there, I would be super glad to be hanging out with Gervase all the time. So I get why he was kept. And I'm super glad he's gonna be brought back to play on a later season of Survivor. But man, oh man, did he get lucky after that cow comment, especially since the reason Joel was voted off was for being essentially making the women feel lesser than. And how does the cow comment get by, but Joel doesn't? I don't know. Next time I hope to see a harder working, more mature Gervase who is all in on strategy. We shall see. Out of 21 character moments shown on the show, 16 were heroic and 5 were villainous, making Gervase Peterson a hero character on Survivor Borneo. And out of 25 strategic moments shown on the show, 14 were smart and 11 were dumb, making Gervase Peterson a smart strategist on Survivor Borneo. Thanks for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you all next time.